let's do a little bit of an NRL preview, Fletch, for games coming up this weekend. The first game of the round, the Eels take on the Dolphins at CommBank Stadium. This call is going to be live on SEN. Shawnee just gave us this as his shock of the round.
13 plus. He likes the Eels 13 plus.
So he had his lock as the Storm, his shock as the Eels. He's talked me into it, you know.
Yeah.
Mitch Moses, they're a different side with Mitch Moses. Even like Junior Paulo was so much better on the weekend.
Yep.
Loved the signing of Dylan Walker.
Yeah.
He's added a lot.
Well, he's released Dylan Brown and he's released Mitch Moses with that ball playing in the middle of the field. So, but you look at they beat Melbourne Storm, the Dolphins.
Yeah, it's crazy.
And put 40 on them. So
they looked like a different side in the weekend, didn't they, against the Roosters? They were poor.
They just couldn't.
Defensively poor.
They came out pretty slow. So who's in? A couple of ins for them.
Felice Kafusi and Kurt Donahue are back, but Jeremy Marshall-King is out.
Yeah,
he reopened up that cut that he had in his thigh.
That's a big out.
Big out.
Eels for me at home. Thoughts?
Yeah, I'm with you.
Yep.
I'm with you. I'm with Shawnee Omerod. The Knights Titans at McDonald Jones Stadium. This call is also live here on SEN. Titans have not won at McDonald Jones Stadium since 2016. Kalen Ponga loves playing the Titans. 8 tries in 10 games. Jaden Campbell's going to make his return. But the question, I think Matty Johns picked this on Morning Glory.
Yes.
That's his bet. Fletcher Sharp, 3 tries.
Yeah, you weren't here yesterday. Or Monday.
You spoke to Matty about it?
We spoke to Matty about it, but I got on too.
You got on?
Yeah.
What did you get?
I got 150 to 1.
What did Matty get?
220 to 1.
Must be nice.
It was a great bet. It was a great tip. Chances are you're already about to lose. The thing for me with the Knights, they weren't as predictable in the games that they have been struggling to score. Like a lot of their tries was the Jack Cogger one was a perfect
long range.
The Jack Cogger one was a perfect example. Dylan Lucas early ball just come off his left foot, and then creep back inside, and Jack Cogger was just hitting a hole. There was no finesse about that. It was just running hard off a short ball. We saw Fletcher Sharp. He was just dynamite. Titans, far out. They're hard to get around.
Yeah, they are, aren't they? What's the answer there? What are they missing?
Well, they're not missing the forward pack.
No.
Forward pack's okay.
The forward pack on paper is great, but it doesn't shape up too well when they play games.
Jaden Campbell's back in.
Big in.
I think his last game, was it the Roosters when they won, or was the week after that he got injured? They're a bit like the Knights with their halves. They just don't have a genuine 7.
And then when Kieran Foran comes back, they reckon he's going to play 14. So you'll have Campbell and Brimson in the halves and Kieran Foran at that utility
How long
position.
does that last? Like that's not last.
We've still got young Carter Gordon at the club as well, who they were talking about in the halves, or potentially at centre. He's been injured all year. He had a back injury, I believe it is, or a spinal injury, but still an option.
Knights for me.
Yeah, I'm Knights.
Okay.
Knights all day. The Rabbitohs take on the Broncos at Accor Stadium. That'll be on Broncos Radio, live on SENQ. Both teams coming off Magic Round losses. The Rabbits have won 4 of their past 5 games against the Bronx at Accor Stadium. Broncos have won only 2 of their last 9 games at Accor Stadium. They hate the place. One of those, no doubt, would have been that loss in the grand final to the Panthers. Big team news. Latrell Mitchell and Jamie Humphreys both back for the Bunnies. 2 spine players back. Havili is into hooker for Pete Memezoulis. He's out with, as you said, Fletch, that dislocated elbow. Rabbitohs prop Tavita Totola will make his 150th NRL appearance. However, I believe he's 18th man, so he may not make his 150th NRL appearance.
He got dropped from captain today.
He went from captain to hooked.
The worry for me here for the Bunnies, Latrell is back, yes, and Humphreys. Jai Gray is on the bench. Now, he's been their spark. Anything that good that happens is around him. He had that injury late in the game. I don't know whether he's playing.
Yeah.
And the other thing is
Memezoulis out.
Havili is going to have to play 80 because who's on the bench? Sean Kepi Davey Moali, and Liam LeBlanc.
Could they potentially go Humphreys to hooker, Gray to halves?
Well, on the bench, in the reserves, is Lewis Dodd and Josh Schuster, amongst others. Well, that's Totola. They're all front. So Havili's going to have to play. You would think he's going to have to play big minutes.
It's tough
against this Brisbane side.
What about this front row for this South Sydney? Very different, but do you like it? Is it better? So last weekend they were Totola and Kepi. This weekend they've gone Arrow and Kaloa Matungi.
They've gone very mobile.
What do you reckon?
Yeah, well,
against a massive Brisbane pack.
Row, who coming off a loss, who were embarrassed by the Penrith forwards.
Yeah.
Good luck.
Tough night at the office
Good
for Jai
luck, boys.
and Keon.
But if anyone can do it, it's Wayne. Wayne always gets his teams up against the Broncos.
Against Brisbane, yeah.
But
I'm going to go 13 plus here for the Broncos.
Yeah, I think you're close to the mark here. Happy with that?
Happy with that. All right. Raiders Bulldogs down at GIO Stadium. Top of the table clash, 2v1. Raiders are 4-0 at home this season, and they've won 9 of their past 10 games against the Bulldogs. Bulldogs have not won at GIO Stadium since 2015. They get Matt Burton back. However, after last night, of course, they lose Jacob Preston. Raiders second rower Hudson Young has scored 6 tries in his last 4 games at GIO Stadium. There's your ATS, anytime try scorer.
No Jacob Preston, as we discussed. Their forward pack
flying on.
Everything's flying down there at the Raiders.
Yeah,
tough, fit, strong, and fast. It's going to be day football.
Feels like the kind of side that will worry the Bulldogs, similar to Brisbane with that big forward pack that just rolls through the middle.
Playing through the middle.
Yeah,
this is really the only. So you're right. They didn't sort of aim up against Brisbane, so they'll know that this is where they're going to play them through the middle.
Yeah.
But you look at the back line, it's like both sides. That Tamale, is he a smoky for the Rookie of the Year?
Yeah. Yep. I don't hate it.
Him coming out of dummy half.
They're
all similar body shapes, aren't they? So Timoko, Sebastian Chris, Xavier Savage is a little bit lighter, but he's put a bit of weight on. But they're just all fast running athletes. So your boys are going to have to...
Can I throw you something here?
Throw it right at me face.
Every now and then, when Serraldo goes into a game as an underdog, he comes up with a different type of game plan. So they did it to Brisbane last year when they just went, they've got a bigger side, so let's just throw the ball around. They did it this year against, I think it was Cronulla. He just comes up. He comes up with a different game plan to upset the apple cart. Could we see some Cam Serraldo coaching brilliance on the weekend down in Canberra?
Yeah, well, it's the conditions are going to allow it if it doesn't rain, because it's 3 o'clock. It's a fast field, so that game was against the Sharks, and they were sort of shifting it out from their own end, weren't they?
Yep, they've done it a couple of times. They can.
They're so light. This pack is so mobile. Good big in with Matty Burton. That's going to be a good. Because they're both running halves, Ethan Strange and Matt Burton. That's going to be a beauty.
Alrighty, that NRL. Give us your tip.
I am going with the home team here.
Yeah, okay. I'll give you a gambling tip. I'll take Bulldogs with the line, whatever that is.
2.5, 3.5.
I'm going to guess it's about 3.5, somewhere there, maybe 4.5.
Now, Jakey Preston is out. So does Harry Hayes go in there or Curtis Morin?
Well, Harry Hayes has been playing middle. Who's at 18th man? Have they got any
Blake
extended?
Taff, Blake Wilson,
Luke Smith, he's a back rower?
Yeah. Or do they move Bailey to lock? Bailey Hayward to lock because he's handled it before.
Salmon to second row.
Salmon.
Or even slot Kurt Mann straight in the back row. But I love him as an impact player.
Yep.
It's a bit of a conundrum.
Huge conundrum.
This is a tough one to pick. Dragons at home to the Warriors, WIN Stadium. They're a different side at WIN Stadium, I feel, the Dragons. Warriors have a 0 points differential, 174 for, 174 against. It's the 150th game that the Dragons will play at WIN Stadium, so a bit of a milestone. Yeah, the Warriors have won only 3 from 15 at WIN Stadium since 95. DWZ, Dallin Watene-Lesniak, is back. He returns to the Warriors lineup, and a big debut. This is a long time coming, this debut. Loco Pacifica Tonga will be on the Dragons bench. It's their third debutant for the year with Egan and Stewart. I like both Egan and Stewart, and I'm very excited to see Pacifica Tonga take the field for the Dragons.
Yeah, after having watched the Warriors game closely last week and how Metcalf controls the game and how Wade Egan controls the ruck, I'm going for the Warriors here.
Okay.
They don't make many errors.
They don't do that,
very safe team coming out where the Dragons, I feel, that's their Achilles heel. They're 6 agains, the incompletions. We saw Jaden Sewer with that awful clanger.
That was bizarre.
Yeah,
Worst you've seen?
It was up there. Russell Richardson did a beauty once when he jumped for the wall. But in the context of that game, it was
pretty heavy.
I hadn't seen someone then grab the ball and run.
Oh, that was
100
heavy.
metres.
Heavy. Luciano Leilua will make his 150th NRL appearance. One thing I thought when watching that Warriors game, I thought they were immense, but you add Dallin and Roger Tuivasa-Sheck back into that squad, then you start to get a few more points in the side. I think they can go top 4 this year.
Yeah, so they've got Kurt Capel in the centres.
Who's he up against?
He'll be on left. He'll be on the right. He'll be up against Valdust.
Ooh,
He'll be up in Valdust.
that's a match up for Val, isn't it?
You can see Val. But he has played. He's played there this year in the centres, Kurt Capel.
I'm
still going for the Warriors.
I'd love to get Brooksy's opinion on this as well if he comes into the studio. I think Val is playing himself into a bit of form. I thought Val was pretty ordinary to start the season, but I think Val, over the past fortnight to a month, has played into some form.
The show and go that he's been doing the last 2 weeks. He did it in the Anzac Day game and then did it again.
He fools them.
Fools them. I like the young guys coming through. This is really good for the Dragons. I don't know if it's good for 2025, but will be good for the future. Big test down in the Gong. Warriors can't fold them.
No.
Yeah.
I tell you, Jacob Little is pushing Cookie for a starting spot.
Stroke of
He's been
genius.
so good.
Hasn't he?
No, but do we want to change that? That's the thing. I know the minutes have changed, like he's been coming on earlier and staying on for longer.
Yeah.
I think that's the beauty, and we've talked about it. Flano mentioned it. That's exactly what he wants from Little, like a burst. Like he doesn't see him as an 80-minute player, and I think that's a benefit. You got someone like Damien Cook that can start the match. He can potentially finish it if he's killing it. I think that's a really good rotation that they've got there. I wouldn't be really changing it much other than
I think they need to leave him on the field a little bit longer.
Little.
Yeah, just a little.
Till he gets cooked.
All right. Are you tipping your Dragons, Brooksy?
Nah, Warriors. I'm tipping Warriors.
Heavy.
Brooksy.
No, I'm real. Like honestly,
You are
Jennifer Lopez.
You're a real one. You're a real one.
No, but like I
Don't be
like
fooled by
what we're
the bucks that
doing.
Brooksy's got.
No, I like what they're doing. I haven't seen the Dragons debut 3 young guys in the first 10 games. Like this is great. I feel like I think the Mary days he might have did it with Robson, Lomax, and Laurie.
Yeah.
Giving those young guys a go off the bench. But this is good. Thrusting them in. Egan and Stewart are starting, playing big minutes. We've got some good young guys coming through.
Now
I
you
think
gotta keep
Dragons
them.
fans got to be patient.
Now
I
you
think
gotta
this
keep
is
them.
good. This is a bit of a development
Well,
year.
they lost that young bloke to the Bulldogs.
Yeah.
Finau Latu.
Finau Latu.
Is he as good as everyone's rapping?
I honestly, like I've watched highlights. I can't
okay.
really say. I'm not
Who's
rugby
better,
league guru
Pacifica
down there every
Tonga
game.
or Latu?
Again, like gonna have to see. I haven't seen him play NRL. Like
I just saw
until
that
they
Pacifica
get anything-
Tonga play in under-19s New South Wales, I think it was, and he was immense. He was so good.
playing well in reserve grade too. The
He
reserve
is?
grade team is doing very well. The young guys coming through, they're using it as a springboard. Yeah, it's exciting. But I think the Warriors. It would be great if they win down at the Gong. It'd be awesome. But yeah, I think Warriors get them.
Sugar was talking about liking King Tongia, saying, yeah, he looked good with the ball, but he does a lot of research. He seems to think that the Warriors' edge back rowers are going to be targeting him and Flano. And good luck trying to stop Leka Halasima.
Oh, he's a scary man.
Oh,
Yeah. And he went the top deck hair.
19. 19
Halasima's 19.
19.
What do you reckon he'd weigh? 115-ish? He's
Oh,
big.
maybe 110, but he's
Yeah.
quick. He's got good footwork. And then you got Murata Neokora on the other side. They are looking very, very good.
Yeah.
So, Warriors for me.
All right, Cowboys, Panthers at Queensland Country Bank Stadium. Cowboys won 4 of their past 6 games against the Panthers. A bit of a bunny side. In big team news, though, the Panthers welcome back To'o, Kenny and Brad Schneider. To'o hasn't played since round 5, and geez, I've missed him. The Cowboys will be without Ruben Cotter, who's suspended. You know what? This is 2 Jekyll and Hyde sides here. You don't know which Panthers you're going to get. You don't know which Cowboys you're going to get.
The Brian To'o is a huge in. This is where they need to aim up. Have they turned the corner? I thought they turned the corner against the Chooks, and then they came out and they were pretty diabolical. They're no good at CommBank. They're terrible at CommBank. Have they won there? Haven't won there, have they? No, the games they've won, Vegas, State Magic Round. No, they haven't won. They haven't won a CommBank, so they might win this one.
I just thought that game against the Broncos on the weekend was the start of the run.
You think so?
Cleary was awesome.
Yeah.
Edwards looked better. You put To'o back in that side. You know, there's 250 metres odd that you gain with To'o.
Mitch Kenny, huge in. Not only defensively, but he touches the ball.
He is a huge in. Yeah, you know what? I've talked myself into. Well, the two of us have talked me into the Panthers here. They are the favourites. They're the betting favourites. Yeah, that's surprising. Cowboys in North Queensland,
considering they've been up there. $1.58 v $2.40. Cotter's an out.
Yeah, it's a big out.
No, I'm gonna stick with the Cows.
You're gonna stick with the Cows. All right. So that's the upset. Shouldn't be anything, but that's the upset. All right. Storm take on the West Tigers at Amy Park. That call will be live here on SEN. Storm have won their last 7 games straight against the Tigers. Tigers have only won twice from 15 outings in Melbourne. Xavier Coates, if you're looking for an anytime try scorer, he's scored 35 tries in his past 31 games at Amy Park.
Nelson's on the extended bench.
Big Nels, yeah.
He's got to start using him.
Yeah.
Doesn't he? Got to get him, getting... Because still no Harry Grant. Oh, Tigers, they were good. They were really good.
Storm rarely lose 2 in a row. The fact that Storm lost to Canberra, I think, was the worst thing that could have happened for the Tigers.
Well, they're cruising, and you would expect a big game from the Aero.
Did you see the footage of Bellamy ripping in there? Yeah.
Poor old
Scary.
Poor old Stefano didn't know where to look.
I don't think Stefano really did anything wrong. It was done by Stefano.
The kick.
Yeah. Trent Liero deserved both barrels.
The elbow... Anyway,
he had a few things during the game, though.
Yeah, there was one that was with the possession right under the sticks when Pappy went for he was getting pulled down, and he just sort of used his elbow to get up. Don't know, but you're going to learn it. Melbourne for me.
Bounce back. I feel sorry for the Tigers because, like I said, that was the worst result possible for them, particularly seeing that Bellamy bake.
For Tape will come in because I can't see Brent Naden playing.
Yeah, he was hobbling, wasn't he?
Well, he's done his MCL, they're saying.
Right.
Well, he had a knee. He had the ice on after the game, so Fatape would slot straight into there.
On front row rotations, Terrell May obviously has been so good, and I think he'll play Origin. Fanua Pole, I really like him.
Yeah.
He's good, isn't he?
Their 1-2 punch. We talk about like Carrigan and Haas. They're not quite there yet, these two, but they're not good. They're not far away.
Yeah.
And they're unorthodox. You know, they've got good footwork late at the line. That's the prototype of the new front rowers. Nafahu White.
Yeah.
For the Chooks.
Yeah, hasn't he been good? I wonder what line we could get here for the Tigers just to make a bit of a play potentially. 14.5.
Yeah.
Don't hate it.
I'll take a bit of that. Although, it's a 2 p.m. game. They just come out of the block.
Dry weather,
game. What's the weather doing down there, please, Sleazy Sammy?
Could be doing anything this time of year.
Do you like Melbourne? Do you ever live in Melbourne? Have you ever lived in Melbourne?
I've spent quite a bit of time down there because my partner's from Melbourne.
Oh, yeah.
So I spent a lot of time down there with her family.
You like it?
I like the cultural side of it, like the restaurants, the bars, the nightclubs. I think they do nightlife better than us. As for there's not much to do. You know.
The daytime?
Yeah.
23 degrees, partly cloudy at kickoff. 11 k's an hour, wind. 37. What's the humidity, please, up in Townsville for the Panthers game, please? I would like to get to know that. Getting to know you.
I think that weather has a Ryan Pappenhausen 2 or more tries written all over it.
Okay. And the final game.
Seagulls Sharks, 4 Pines Park. Seagulls off the bye. Sharks got that win over the Parramatta Eels at Magic Round. Jason Saab and Jake Trbojevic are back for the Seagulls. More importantly for the Seagulls, Tom Trbojevic will line up at fullback again, which completely changes their side. Manly are the betting favourites, but Cronulla have had a bit of luck at 4 Pines Park over the years. They're not scared of the venue. Although a Sunday afternoon game, Manly,
After the bye, they've freshened up.
They've moved Jake Trbojevic to front row, which I like as well, which allows Tavanga to play at lock. Bullymore, big fan of his work on the bench. Corey Waddell's back. Nathan Brown, Tommy Tillett. Yeah, I've got to go the Seagulls here.
Yep, I'm with you. I am with you. Daly Cherry Evans, he's been a little bit quiet since that announcement. I feel he could, and Origin's just around the corner. He's desperate to play Origin.
Yeah.
Like he's come out and said that.
Yep.
And then you would think he's off to the red, white and blues.
Freeing up space on the cap as we speak.
You're still here? We'll see more on the Joel and Fletch socials and catch us live on SEN Radio. Because if you don't, you're an A grade. But if you do, you're the absolute Mickey.